You check into a standard hotel room, drop your bags, and there it is, bolted to the far wall like a permanent fixture. It's this bulky, anachronistic wooden slab. It features heavy metal mounting brackets, a dark veneer finish, and a mechanical dial like a 1970s washing machine. If you look this thing up online today, you'll find entire threads of confused younger travelers trying to figure out what it does. People guess it's a bizarre vertical panini press, or maybe a really inefficient space heater. What those travelers are looking at is a piece of technology that was once considered a mandatory luxury. Today, it has become so culturally invisible that people don't even know how to describe it. Well, this is the Corby Trouser Press. Through the late 20th century, this machine dominated the global hospitality industry. Chains like Hilton and Marriott considered them mandatory fixtures for their premium rooms. To trace how this contraption ended up on millions of hotel walls and why it ultimately vanished, we have to look at the intersection of mid-century professional culture and supersonic aviation. The story starts in 1930, when John Corby began manufacturing simple, wooden valet stands. These were completely non-electrical pieces of furniture where gentlemen could hang their suits overnight. By the 1950s, the struggling family business was handed down to his son, Peter Corby. Peter wasn't a tailor. He was a veteran Royal Air Force flight engineer who had spent the Second World War working on heavy bombers. Peter's background in aviation led to a chance meeting with an aeronautical engineer who was actively designing the Concorde, the world's first supersonic passenger jet. The Concorde team was trying to solve a specific problem. Flying at extreme altitudes, the jet's nose cone would freeze. Their solution was to develop specialized electrically heated pads that could be embedded directly into the aircraft's surface. Peter listened to the mechanics of this heating system and realized the exact same aerospace technology could be scaled down to solve a very terrestrial problem, removing the wrinkles from a traveling businessman's trousers. The user slides trousers into the device feet first, smooths them out, and pushes the exterior lever to lock the assembly. Inside, a tension-sprung base adjusts to different fabric thicknesses, gripping the material firmly without crushing raised seams. Once locked, the Concorde-inspired cushion pad kicks in, strictly regulating its temperature to exactly 60 degrees Celsius, 60 degrees of pure, dry heat. By eliminating the water and steam used in traditional hotel irons, the Corby press completely avoids leaving that permanent glossy surface shine that ruins expensive suit fabrics. Because it worked so consistently, without damaging the clothing, it quickly transitioned from a novelty into a daily professional necessity. Production exploded. The company began exporting the Corby Trouser Press at a massive scale, eventually shipping units to 60 different countries. It perfectly matched the era's strict sartorial baseline. Mid-century international business travel meant wearing a flawless, sharp suit, even while sitting in an airport lounge. Having a Corby press in your room functioned as a physical symbol of 20th century corporate status and professionalism. In 1977, Peter Corby sold his company in a highly profitable exit. He took his new fortune and invested it by becoming a name, or a private insurance underwriter at Lloyd's of London. An underwriter is an individual or entity that evaluates and assumes another party's financial risk for a fee. For a while, the investment paid off. But in the 1990s, a massive crisis in the insurance market triggered a financial catastrophe that completely wiped out Corby's acquired wealth. At the exact same time, his defining invention was suffering its own collapse. Driven by the tech boom, corporate culture rapidly shifted away from strict tailoring and embraced the relaxed, uncreased aesthetic of business casual. The timing is a bitter piece of irony. Peter Corby lost his personal fortune at the exact historical moment that his invention permanently lost its societal purpose. When Peter passed away in 2021, he left behind a relatively modest estate. He had lived long enough to see his ubiquitous creation fade into a dusty, completely ignored hotel relic. So the next time you check into a room and spot one of these strange wooden slabs bolted to the wall, take a closer look. This strange machine is a localized piece of supersonic aerospace engineering. It is preserved as a wooden monument to a time when the world dressed up to go to work.